Hey guys, this is yet another Buffy review, and this time I'm doing Volume 4, Time of Your Life. This one I've been so waiting for to read because, as we all know, it features the return of Frey from the Frey graphic novel. Now, if you haven't read the Frey graphic novel and you have read this, don't let this spoil how awesome Frey is. I suggest everyone needs to go out and buy Frey, because Frey is awesome. So anyway, this I was really looking forward to it, and the whole first issue I was like, okay, this is cool, and we see more Twilight and stuff, and Andrew, and then we get to the end where Buffy's zapped to the future and there's Frey, and that's awesome. And you know, Frey is just a really great character who I think we need to see more of. And Buffy and Frey don't really get off on a good start because they think Frey thinks Buffy's a shapeshifter, and then they come to a standstill, and it's like, yeah, I'm Buffy and shit, and it's like, oh, you're Buffy and shit. So it's then they become friends and they're like gonna team up against the big bad. And we also see Frey's brother Hearth again, who is an evil little vampire, and he's being kind of guided by a mysterious woman who speaks in riddles, who later turns out to be Dark Willow, which I really didn't care for that too much. Because here's my problem with that. This is supposed to be 200 years in the future, and Willow's dark in the future. So that means she's going to go dark again, and they're just reusing shit from the series. I mean, she's going to go dark, but I didn't like that, because I had always, in my mind, I had always thought that Willow had overcome her darkness in the series finale when she gave all the powers to the Slayers, and her hair turned white, and she's like, oh my goddess. That right there is when I thought, I figured, okay, she's overcome her darkness. She doesn't need to put up with that shit anymore. This like whole veiny dark haired thing, or we don't anyway. And it turns out, they're just bringing her right back in the comics. I don't know if we'll see it at the end of Season 8 or Season 9, but I just don't care for Willow going dark again. They did it once, and it was great. I don't think they need to do it again, really. But that's my opinion. And, yeah, Buffy and Frey, like, you don't understand until you've read it. You've read Frey and you know Buffy and all that, and then you read this, how cool it is to see Buffy and Frey team up like they are. And then it quickly falls a lot, because each one is worried about saving their own time zone, and it's like, well, if Buffy goes back, this time zone could be destroyed. If Buffy stays, her time zone could be destroyed. And everyone's just like, what do we do? And then Frey kind of turned on Buffy, and then Buffy and Frey, they kind of fought a bit, and I didn't like that. I was hoping they'd stay friends and stuff. And then, what really pissed me off was, where is it? Right there. Buffy breaks Frey's scythe, just with her fucking arm. Just breaks it. I didn't care for that. Like, you just took away Frey's weapon, and I just it frustrated me a lot, as you can clearly tell. And what else do we've got going on here? Yeah, Dawn turns into like a fucking centaur. At least she's not a giant, but I mean, come on. Hopefully this whole transformation thing's done soon. I mean, they're just trying to give her something to do, but even then, she's just there. She's not really doing anything. And yeah, that was like the main stuff. That was like the main thing I'd say about that, or about that arc. I'll talk about the 5th issue here in a minute. But Frey, I want to see, as I said, I want to see more of Frey. Like, we've got the Frey graphic novel. There's a short story of Frey and Tales of the Slayers, and then there's this. I mean, there's still so much left to do because Hearth is still out there, and you know, we've got this whole world of Frey that I feel we need to see more of. I also wouldn't mind seeing like a Frey movie or TV series, to be honest. But I'd really like a continuation with her in the comics, a little more, like Frey TV series based on that, and then going off and doing their own shit's cool. But I really want a continuation, like a sequel to Frey. I think we need it. I think we should have it. I think Joss Whedon should write it. But whether or when he'll get around to that is beyond me. I just think it needs to be done. And yeah. And then Riley pops up at the end, saying that he's pretending to, he's saying to Twilight that he's pretending to be Buffy's agent inside Man to infiltrate Twilight, but he's really working for Twilight. So yeah, Captain Cardboard is back with a vengeance. And yeah. Alright, so let's get in. That was the main arc, and it was good, but it's not what I wanted from a crossover. I was hoping for a little more awesomeness. I mean, Frey popping up is awesome, but just the way it finished, I really didn't care for. So anyway, 5th issue, 5th story here. Buffy's all exhausted from fighting. She finally goes to sleep, and in her dreams, she's dreaming in Buffy animated style form. Hell yeah. Back in high school. I mean, we get to see Cordelia and Snyder and like just all that old time stuff. Angel's in here for a couple pages, and man, I just wish that they had kept with Buffy the animated series. That would have been so cool, but alas, it didn't. There is a 3-minute clip on YouTube. I might link to it down in the bottom so you guys can check it out. But I mean, this kind of follows a little bit what was going on in that clip, like just but like the followers of Morgalla. And yeah, and there's like Buffy's mom and stuff, Joyce. This issue I thought was like the best issue out of this book, in my opinion. It was so cool and like classic Buffy, like seasons. It had that season 1 to 3 Buffy feel almost, with like a little bit more silliness. There's just one piece of dialogue in this that I really did not like, and that was after Cordelia was bullying Willow. Buffy comes up to her and it's like, "No biggie, Will. Maybe someday she'll be dead and you'll be a sorceress supreme." It's like, oh, what a bitch! Buffy's a little bitch in the dream, isn't she? That was just kind of, I thought that was kind of mean, in my opinion. Because, you know, Cordelia died and Willow became a sorceress supreme, so. And look, that fucking dragon. Pure awesomeness. Definitely, I hope that this Buffy animated can get resurrected somehow, because it is awesome. So, that was alright, that was this review. So I'm just going to cut her off now because I'm almost out of time. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Pick this one up. It's not the best, but it's worth the read, and you get to see some more Frey. So, thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you on my Predators and Prey review at some point down the road. So, have a good one.